We have breaking news this evening out of the West Midlands, as there is a new managerial appointment. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to the Bank Stadium to local reporter Harry Bottomsworth. And Harry, Walsall have a new manager. Yes, that's correct. Aussie Villain has been appointed by the Saddlers as the new Walsall boss. Now he's about to be introduced to the media, so it's about time we head inside. From Birmingham, you say? Yeah. No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, thanks. Okay, thank you everybody. Well, this is a very, very proud day for me as I embark on a brand new career. Walsall is a club I've always admired as I went past it on the way to Villa Park. And it's my intention to make a success of this. And we will hopefully take Walsall back up the leagues so that trips to Villa Park are something I do as a manager and not just as a fan. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a few questions out there, so yeah. Yes, tell me, what do you know about Walsall Football Club? Nothing. Actually, less than nothing. I think Merson coached here for a while, didn't he? So why have you chosen to take the job here? Yeah, simple, mate. Dean Smith. It's my goal to follow in his footsteps. So that means starting here at Walsall. And then eventually we'll move on to the Brentford job. And then hopefully Aston Villa after that. Now, I do have a little bit of work to do here getting to know these players I've never heard of. So I'm sure I'll see you all again soon. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Walsall and the first step of our Dean Smith challenge. The goal here is kind of like a journeyman, but we know exactly what our path is going to take. I had this idea sort of on Be The Pro on FIFA actually, and then you sort of figure that, you know, the pros here, that the stars are the managers. So, you know, if we could follow in the footsteps of a manager, and then, yeah, just kind of see how that goes. So the plan here is we will be at Walsall until the Brentford job comes up. When the Brentford job comes up, we will then look to move on to that job, and then likewise to the Villa job. And I guess we'll kind of finish at, well, I guess winning the Champions League seems as good a spot as any. So assuming that Dean Smith does not move on to from Villa to another club during this series, then that's where we'll finish up. So let me know what you guys think of the concept. I'm hoping it'll work out. And if it does, then maybe we could do one of these each year, you know, managers that have had sort of longer careers with more clubs. Yeah, so it's a journeyman with a twist, I'd like to think of it. But our first job here is at Walsall, and this is the club we can see we're in League 2 for this season. Professional club, a 2-star reputation, finances are okay. We'll have a closer look at those in just a second. Our rivals are Wolves and Shrewsbury. Other rivals there, West Brom, Stoke, Port Vale, Northampton and Crewe. Notice that Villa isn't there despite the fact that they are relatively close in proximity. I've got to be honest, legends, icons and favoured personnel, I've heard of Don Goodman, but that's just about it, so forgive me Walsall fans. I should say too, if you are just discovering the channel because of this, make sure you subscribe and please do like and comment on the video as well. First video of a new series, it really helps, you know, get people viewing it in the YouTube algorithm. Sort of the boring side of things, if there is interaction. So please do like and make sure you subscribe if you are new as well. Facilities, we have, what do we have? Good corporate facilities, good training facilities, adequate youth facilities, poor data analysis facilities, and average youth recruitment and coaching. So that's actually not too bad. I would say we can definitely work with that. A nice stadium as well, which is good. 10,000 seats. That'll get us up a fair way. The club vision. We obviously don't have a rating yet. We're supposed to be looking to develop players using the youth system. We'll have a look at that in just a second and see what we have. Work within a budget. That's fair enough. Top half finish. They want this year in League 2. Reach the second round of the FA Cup and be competitive in the EFL Cup. We have a 1-year contract to start with. Hopefully, we'll earn an extension to that. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short series. So let's hope that's not the case. Finances, not the best. Just with that £400,000, we have a wage budget of we have about £4,000 left in the wage budget when we have £50,000 to spend on transfers. Ideally, we won't be looking to go too much into that. We'll try and build up the finances and kind of see how we're going. So that's the club off the field. Let's go and have a look on the field here. So Walsall hire me as manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of 36-year-old, 36, that's nice of them, who has recently spent time away from football, and there we go. Now, because this is the Dean Smith challenge, we can see everything there. Well, that's just kind of all those fun things, transfer windows that have happened so far, and the introductory thing. We'll deal with a lot of this off of camera. But because it is the Dean Smith Challenge, we'll have a quick look at my profile. I've tried to mirror up the sort of what he had when he started at Walsall. So he did have the Continental Pro license, the UEFA Pro license, so we have that. Professional football at a local level, that's maybe a little bit harsh on his playing career. He did play at Sheffield Wednesday, but I think essentially he was sort of the lower tier of professional football. So that's what we've started with. I've gone with a tactician as sort of his, say there, I don't think it says anywhere here, but as a tactician as his characteristic. So he was not really a motivator. I think he is. I think tactician is probably what he would be better known as. So that's what we've got there. But yeah, so we're essentially Dean Smith. Now let's go and have a look at this playing squad that we have here. I haven't really had a look at this, just obviously the names to see if I recognised anybody. So goalkeepers, we've got on loan from Southampton and Liam Roberts, who is, for this level, quite good actually. So we're well served at goalkeepers. Defenders, we've got what looks like maybe more of a right back there in Cameron Norman. James Clark looks very decent indeed as a centre back. Corey Roberts, I tell you what, I think we can win this league. Matt Sadler, there's a club he was born to play for. It was the Sadlers, wasn't it? He looks quite good as well. Zach Jules, it looks more of a left back than a centre back, but I'll tell you what, he could do either. I tell you what, I'm really, really happy with this squad we have already. Little, he looks like he's out on loan, so we don't have to worry about him. Another centre-back, full-back there. What do we got here? Nathan Shuron, a defensive midfielder, centre-back. Liam Kinsella, he was at Villa for a bit, was he not? Kinsella, just bear with me here as I indulge my own curiosity. No, he wasn't. I've heard that name before, though. Again, looks quite decent. I tell you what, if this is only a top half team in League 2, then we have serious problems. Cameron Pring on loan from Bristol looks quite decent. Stuart Sinclair, now that, my friends, is a beard. Bravo, Stuart Sinclair. I think we have a captain. It's amazing. Oh, and look at the attributes as well. A work rate, determination, bravery, aggression. If you could pick attributes just based purely off of that face, it would be a lack of technical ability, and just, that's what it would be, wouldn't it? That's amazing. All right, already have a favourite player. Denny Guthrie, recognise that name. So he's decent as well. Alfie Bates looks solid enough. James Hardy is solid enough as a winger. Wes McDonald, again, looks solid. I tell you what, we don't need to do much with this squad, do we? This looks ready-made to be very, very competitive in League 2. Coylan Levery looks quite decent as well. Adebayo looks solid enough. If there's one position, maybe striker is a slight weakness. Lavery looks okay, especially at this level, but not the best finishing, perhaps. Let's go and check the youth teams. I always like to do this to start with, see what we have to work with, and look at some of these potentials. This is incredible. What a team we've stumbled across here for League 2. Now, granted, some of these ratings are going to drop off as we go up the leagues, hopefully, before the Brentford job becomes available. But this is looking very, very promising indeed. We will offer some of these guys professional contracts just to make sure that they don't go and get poached off of us. But there's some very, very good potential players here. So I don't think we have any problem developing players through the youth system. Some of these guys are ready to be called up into the first team already, aren't they? So there we go. And the under-18s, is there anything in there as well? I tell you what, it's not the worst. These guys aren't obviously ready yet, but I am already really, really liking the Walsall youth system, I've got to say. So that is that. Let's have a quick look at squad dynamics. Team cohesion is very poor, so that's a bit of an issue. We'll try and deal with that. The hierarchy, we don't have any team leaders, anybody supporting, but I already have support. So that's good to see as well. Now that's probably because of the qualifications we have coming in. Social groups, squad is relatively together. So that's all looking good. Tactics, we'll play around with these. I just kind of loaded up the tactics I tend to use, and then we'll sort of adjust them. We'll play around with them during friendlies and see what we have. Staff, what do we have by way of staff here? We need to get some... we need Marcus Stewart. He was at Ipswich, was he not? Is that the same Marcus Stewart? It is that same Marcus Stewart. Showing my age there, isn't it? So he's our assistant. He is okay as an assistant. I wouldn't go and sack him immediately. Particularly because of the money. Mike Taylor, I'll forgive. Did he play at Birmingham, I think? Yeah, we'll forgive him that. But he's not a bad goalkeeping coach. Bradley as a fitness coach could be better. And Dutton as a coach, yeah, we might need to work on our coaching staff. And then we need to get a few more medical staff in and a few more scouts and that in as well, it looks like. So we'll do all that off of camera ready for the first game. Training, we'll work on that off of camera. Anything else here? The schedule, let's have a quick look. We've got a couple of friendlies coming up. We start the season away to Northampton. Now, they were a rival, weren't they? Northampton, yes, and that's a rival. So that's a big game to start things off, and that will be next episode. We'll have Northampton, and then we'll try and get a double in with Forest Green as well, because I'm not sure we're going to do too much by way of transfers, to be honest. Competitions, what are we expecting to do this year? We can see it all there. We had Southend in the first round of the Carabao Cup. League 2 season preview. Let's have a quick look at it now, and we'll see if it changes at all when we sort of do our transfer business. I cannot believe that this team is only predicted to be mid-table in League 1. Maybe the rest of the league's going to be quite good, but I have a hard time believing that's the case. Do we have anybody in the team of the season here? It doesn't look like we do. The Media Dream Team, I should say. So there we go. That is just about that, I would say. So again, let me know what you think in the comments of the idea. Hopefully it's successful and you guys enjoy it. And before we know it, we'll have Walsall up the league and then be looking to take over the Brentford job. Hopefully from a position of strength. But yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. British summertime is when the series will be out, basically replacing the lead series. So we'll be back tomorrow for our first games in charge. I'll play through preseason, see if we can get any transfers in as well, if there's anything that's worth doing. And so we start tomorrow with the games. So then, guys, take care.